Good morning and welcome to Semifinal Friday of the 52nd Annual Missouri State Boys High School Soccer Championships. We are at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park for the first of four semifinal matches in classes 3 and 4 today, and this first one is a good one. It pits the Webster Grove Statesmen, who come in at 20-6 on the season. They are led by their first-year head coach, Tim Velton, looking to get the school's third state championship. They were repeat title holders back in 2014 and 2015. On the other side, it'll be the Rockwood Summit Falcons, 27-0-1. They have yet to lose a match this season. They are led by their coach, Tom Wade, who is hoping to bring another state title to the Summit campus. They won it all here in 2016. So both of these two schools looking to add yet another trophy to that case back on their respective school campuses of the six state titles to be contested once Missouri went to 4 classifications. In Class 3, These two schools have been represented 5 times in the semifinal, so this should be a good one to start us off here on what is a rather cool and slightly blustery morning here in southwest St. Louis County. Wind blowing slightly, maybe 5 to 8 miles an hour out of the north. Flags to the opposite side of the pitch show that just a little bit now as the teams begin to enter the field of play, and they have both brought very, very strong contingents here to the stadium this afternoon. Webster Groves and Rockwood Summit each about equidistant from the stadium here, one to the east and one to the west. And so they have brought large student contingents, and if you look at the line of cars looking to get into the parking lot just to the south of the stadium, they are continuing to pile in. So we're going to have quite a crowd on tap for this early morning first semifinal here of the 52nd Annual Missouri State Boys High School Soccer Championships. We'll take a quick break. When we come back on the other side of this one, we'll have the players for today's match and the national anthem after these messages.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Welcome back to the 52nd Annual Missouri State Boys High School Soccer Championships. Both teams in this first semifinal are entering the pitch, and a little bit different than in years past here at this venue. Many of you who have watched our broadcast and have come to witness these games over the 52 years of championship play, a lot of them being played right here on this very stadium field. You'll notice the benches now are on the near side, near the grandstands. In past years, they have been on the opposite side of the pitch, but they've moved them here to the near side, and both teams are going to take their respective positions out in the midfield area, and they will go with the officials. Let me give you those officials for this morning's contest. Julio Tinaco is the referee in the middle, Tim Wagner and Mark Tiemann on the outside, and Peter Doherty will be the fourth official here at the table on this near side. As both teams get set to walk out to the middle, they will be led by their goalkeepers. Trevor Myhill will be in the goal mouth for the Webster Grove Statesmen. He has played in just a few games here recently after their starting goalie, Preston Haney, suffered an ACL tear here just a few weeks ago in postseason play. And then Dominic Haggard, he gets the start this afternoon for Rockwood Summit. We're going to turn over to the PA announcer now. He will bring you all the players for today's contest and the national anthem. We'll be back after he brings those to you in just a moment.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
First, the Statesmen of Webster Grove coming into today's game with a record of 20 wins and 6 losses. The Statesmen are coached by Tim Belton, assisted by Douglas Bambini, Brad Jordan, Ben Rosenblatt, Dan Belton, and Brennan Wells. The reserve players for the Statesmen are number 0, Preston Haney. Number 1, Luca Zarki. Number 4, Noah Mitchell. Number 5, Aiden Rutassel. Number 8, Devin Cook. Number 9, Sam Stevens. Number 13, Robbie Percival. Number 16, Caleb Oliver. Number 24, Ben Sayer. Number 27, Jack Ellis. Number 28, Charles Briggs. Number 77, Derek Christman. And the starters for the Webster Grove Statements are number 42, Trevor Meehill. Number 2, Chris Campbell. Number 3, Sam Oosterly. Number 7, Henry Banty. Number 10, Julian Tilford. Number 11, John Campbell. Number 15, Bryce Keesling. Number 17, Ben Winkleman. Number 21, Owen Culver. Number 22, Caleb Morrison. And number 26, Alex Rosenblatt. Now for the Falcons of Rockwood Summit coming into today's game with a record of 26 wins and 1 tie. The Falcons are coached by Tom Wade, assisted by Mario Schiapacco, Sean Clancy, Greg Gilbert, Drew Litchke, and Josh Shimkin. The reserve players for Rockwood Summit are number 4, Raymond Isa. Number 6, Keaton Hamilton. Number 9, Joe Simon. Number 11, Taylor Savage. Number 12, Kyle Trombley. Number 13, Ryan Francis. Number 16, Cole Oldsman. Number 17, Alex Young. Number 18, Ryan Montgomery. Number 20, Caleb Osterman. Number 22, John Reinheimer. And the starters for the Falcons today are in goal, number 1, Dominic Haggard. Number 2, Colby Holstead. Number 3, Mason Cruz. Number 5, Brian R. Number 7, Andrew Kogut. Number 8, Jonathan Thomas. Number 10, Kurt Lampin. Number 14, Christian Kraus. Number 15, Anthony Gann. Number 19, Chris Bathon. Number 21, Eric Patel. The officials for today's games are Julio Tinoco, Tim Wagner, Mark Seaman, and our 4th official is Peter Dartrey. These officials were selected to work this event due to their outstanding work and commitment during the season. Join Misha in honoring these hard-working officials for this contest.
Welcome back to the 52nd Annual Missouri State Boys High School Soccer Championships, and we've got a near-packed house here for this first semifinal, and it should be a good one. Once again, Webster Groves coming in at 20-6 on the season, and the Rockwood Summit Falcons 27-0-1 on the year. Both of these teams played a lot of common opponents throughout the season. Versus those common opponents, Webster Groves 11-5. Those losses coming to Melville, Eureka, Vianney, and Kirkwood twice. Kirkwood was a state quarterfinalist, of course, in Class 4, and then 11-0, of course, for Rockwood Summit against those common opponents. And, of course, these two teams did face off earlier in the season, about a month ago, back on October 17th. Rockwood Summit taking that one in a 2-0 victory at Webster Grove. So if there's any indicators to anything, maybe it is that first game, but both of these teams steeped in tradition, especially over the course of the last 6 years. In those last 6 seasons, since Missouri went to 4 classifications in soccer, one of these two teams, if not both of them, have been in the Final Four. Webster Groves winning it twice in 2014 and 2015, and then Rockwood Summit getting their first ever state title under their legendary Coach Kapler back in 16. So here we go. We're about ready to go as Rockwood Summit has taken the pitch. They will be in the all-white strip with the black numerals, and Webster Groves in the orange and black. Getting ready now. They're having their final huddle here on this near side. And, of course, we talked about a nice grandstand filled on the far side. The students have come out in droves here, and they are still waiting to get in. The line of cars stretches back about a half a mile around the corner. Both of these schools about equidistant from the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park, one to the southwest and one to the east. So they are near playing home games here in this one, if you will, as we get set to go once again. We talk about Webster Groves. They're under first-year head coach Tim Velton. He has brought them here after their longtime head coach Tim Cashel decided to hang up the boots, and he has now taken over and guided his squad all the way here to this state semifinal. On the other side, Tom Wade, just a couple of years into his career as the head man at Rockwood Summit, and his team comes in undefeated. They have yet to lose on this 2019 campaign. We talked a little bit about the starters. One man to watch right off the bat. You see him right there in the center of your screen near the center circle in the white. He's got that bright green armband on. He wears the 14 shirt. His name, Christian Kraus, 44 goals on the season. He is a senior, so look for him. Well, it looks like Webster Groves will start with the ball. Moving from left to right, a little bit of a wind advantage for them here to start things off, as it is blowing from left to right. Out of the north slightly, maybe 5, maybe 7, maybe 10 miles an hour. And we are underway. Webster Groves quickly plays it back, and they'll unleash it down this near side. It drifts out of play during this nice near sideline, and thus that one goes by the board right away, right back over to Rockwood Summit. And we are underway here in the 52nd Annual Missouri State Boys High School Soccer Championship. Both of these teams can play ball control. They like to play to feet, unlock their forwards, and right now, as we look at this the kind of setup for Rockwood Summit, we'll start with them first. As this ball goes out of play, it'll result in the first goal kick for Dominic Haggard. They will play 4 across the back with Yan Patel, Brian R., maybe one of the top defenders in central back area in the state of Missouri, and then Colby Husted also in the back. He wears the number 2 shirt for Rockwood Summit. In the middle, they've got 3 of them, and they've got Lampin, Bathon, and Thomas. Thomas highly skilled, and Bathon almost a defensive midfielder. This one goes out of play here on this near side. And it'll result in another throw-in quickly down this near right side. It's Campbell tries to get it up. He had 2 players there, no one able to get it up in the air, and a couple players battle for it. No one away with it yet. Mason Crew and Andrew Kogut will run right in behind the big goal scorer, Christian Kraus. Far side now on the attack. And this is Kogut. One-on-one with the defender. Pushes to his right foot. Puts it across the mouth of the goal. Myhill goes down to his knees to grab that one. And we'll talk about him in just a moment. Good storyline for the Webster Groves goalkeeper. The junior handled that one nicely on a nifty little cross from Kogut. He was looking for Kraus, who was lurking in that 6-yard box. And so the first opportunity really of this match goes the way of Rockwood Summit, but it's quickly knocked out of there and saved by the Webster Groves goalkeeper. This one played to feet now, Webster Groves. It's intercepted, and it'll come back the other way. Bathon pushes it forward. Far side, here's a deflection out of play, and that'll result in a throw-in now right in front of the Rockwood Summit bench. This one down the line, a little bit of contact on that far side. The ball continues to drift. It'll stay in play, and result in a throw-in now for the Falcons. Long one up the line once again, popped right back up in the air by the defense. Webster Groves on the other side, they will play 4 across the back in a 4-4-2 formation. That Rockwood formation, they'll switch a little bit from a 4-5-1 to a 4-3-3, depending on what position point in the ball game it is and some of their personnel in the match. This one now near side. This one headed away nicely, timed by Patel, but right to Webster Groves. In a dangerous position now as they flip it into the box, trying to get to the touch line. A little bit of contact. Referee's going to rig the flag. Referee's assistant, he's going to say just a goal kick on that one. So, well, a little bit of contact in the box that time. Let's talk a little bit about Webster Groves. Number 17, Ben Winkleman. He's their target forward in the middle. Big physical player. Likes to play with his back to the goal and give it off to Campbell and Tilford, who can easily play off. Tilford's brother, his older brother, played on those 2 state championship winning squads in 14 and 15. Bryce Kiesling, he's the holding midfielder in the middle, and then 2 attacking midfielders, and Owen Culver and Henry Banty. Banty and Culver, both seniors, and Kiesling just a junior. 7 seniors in the starting lineup for both of these teams, along with 4 juniors for Webster Groves, 3 for Rockwood Summit, and 1 lone sophomore. That's the left side back, Tony Yan, the number 15 shirt. Now here we work again. Webster Groves trying to build it out of their own. They'll play it to feet and go the other way. Finally for Webster Groves, as they start to build it up and across the back, it's Morrison, Chris Campbell, Alex Rosenblatt, and Sam Osterly, a senior back. And then we talked a little bit about that goalkeeper, Trevor Myhill. He came in just a couple of games ago as the initial starting goalkeeper, Preston Haney, who had gone most of the way throughout the season. Myhill just unable to squeeze him out. The senior was manning that 18-yard box, but he suffered an ACL tear just a couple of ball games ago. Myhill called upon here in this postseason, and he has done wonders. Let's talk a little bit about that road to get here for Webster Groves first, as they flick this one into the offensive end on the far side. A little bit of room, but now the defense quickly closes it down, but he works his way to the touchline. This one launched across the box, but it's out of play. Referee already raised his flag. It went over the end line. It'll result in a goal kick. But Webster Groves' path here in district play, they defeated Gateway 6-0, and then a hard-fought battle against St. Mary's 2-0, 2-1 victory over Ladue, and then a 4-1 convincing win in that state quarterfinal against Hillsborough. That has propelled them here to this semifinal match. On the other side, Rockwood Summit, well, we talked about it already. They have yet to lose a match here this season, with that 1 lone tie coming to Francis Howell in a 2-2 match way back in September on the 21st. So 2 months ago was that lone tie on their resume, but they have defeated 2 of the Parkway schools, in Parkway North and Parkway Central in districts, a 6-0 and 3-2 victory tally for each of those 2 matches. Now we get a little bit of contact. Referee's going to come running in. He's going to separate the players. So the Summit players took a little exception to a little milling around in the 18-yard box that time. So referee sorted everything out. Keeper's going to put the ball down. We'll play from here. Campbell walks back towards midfield as well. Rockwood Summit's path here once again. They defeated a very good Fort Zumwalt South team. They were the defending title holders in Class 3. They won it all last year, but that was a convincing win, 4-0, and I think that's what really made everyone now notice this is a legit team. If you hadn't noticed all year with that great resume they had, and they played some very, very stiff competition throughout the regular season, that 4-0 convincing win was a big one for them. And then, of course, a 2-1 hard-fought victory over perennial power St. Dominic. And so that has put them here in this semifinal match as this one plays over the sideline, out of play. And a throw in now on this near side. It's Patel quickly gets it in, a little bit of room, back to the goal. Now they're going to go back out on this near side, and it goes past Krause and out of play. Throwing now for the Statesmen. They try and get it back up to midfield. Nicely headed away that time. Stepping forward for Rockwood Summit was Bathon, and he's really, as his coach described him, the general out there as he plays that kind of defensive midfield position. Right-footed boot by Myhill back towards midfield. They try to get it to Winkleman. Stepping in to make the play that time was R, and again another high bit of praise from head coach Tom Wade in terms of R, saying he may be the best central defender in the state. Near side now, here's Webster Groves on the attack. It's Campbell, threads it through. This is Winkleman. He goes to ground. Referee says play on, a little bit of possession. I thought it was maybe equal contact. Webster Groves quickly runs it back. This is Chris Campbell, still on the attack. A little heel pass as they did a give and go there, but Rockwood Summit intercepts it. Now they're going to go the other way. This is Lampin. He's a playmaker, very skilled, very quick on the outside. That time he plays it to the far side. 3v5 situation now for Rockwood. They get it to the end line, lofts it across the box. Nobody there on either team. Goes past the keeper now, deflects off the keeper. Battle for the ball on this near side, and it'll be pushed out of play over the sideline here as we are just about 8.5 minutes into this contest, and we still have no score, but another nice opportunity, and it really came through on the cross. Now the referee's going to come through and talk to a couple of players, make sure that we don't have any further action away from the ball. That's sorted out. And here they go once again as they try to work it down to the corner. Knocked out of play, throw in now once again. This time it'll go to the Webster Grove Statesmen. Well, the two opportunities have come from the far right side as they've crossed it, both tantalizing balls. The first one the keeper handled nicely. The second one went past everyone and on a rebound. Rockwood Summit nearly had an opportunity. It's twisted in the turf there as they try to break out. Back to his feet now. Here come the Webster Grove Statesmen as they try to feed it to Winkleman. That was Tilford, and his pass was intercepted quickly. Here we go once again on the right side. Here's that ball from the right side again, knocked out of there. That's going to result in our first corner kick of this match. Good defense by Webster Groves to keep their shape that time, but oh so dangerous. So coming forward to take this corner is Mason Crew. He's a junior. 6 in the box now for Rockwood Summit. This one lofted towards the 12-yard spot, knocked out of there nicely, but turning to shoot. And there's one nearly gets through, but knocked away by the defense once again. This is Kraus. He kind of took a couple steps back. Now he gets the foul, and the result in a restart here. Kraus, big physical player out there for Rockwood Summit. He wears that 14 shirt, 6'2", 44 goals on the season, over 100 points, and he is a catalyst for them. And this is an opportunity on this set piece now as Crew will look over it once again. Right-footed boot. This one lofted to the far side of the 6-yard box. Couple of players there, but 3 defenders as well. They headed out, but not out of danger. Half volley goes right into the teeth of defense, all the way back out to midfield. But the Rockwood Summit defense had good shape, and they quickly push it right back in. Cars continuing to file in here at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. We should have a great day of action here all along this Misha.TV network. Of course, following this one, we'll have the Neosho Wildcats 18-7 against the Platte County Pirates 25-1. Both of those schools here for the first time in the Final Four. And they will be playing for the chance to battle one of these two schools. Right now, we are locked in a 0-0 draw, and Webster Groves maintains a little possession here along the back end. They look to attack down this near right side. They'll play a long ball down the sideline. This was going to skid and be held in play, though. Defender was going to let it go and try and drift, but good play that time by Statesman as Winkleman came all the way forward to beat the defender. They try to get it back into the hole. Winkleman can't receive it, but they do intercept it quickly. But the Falcons right back on top of it. Now they retain some possession. Both of these teams very adept at playing with the ball at their feet and on the ground or over the top and the long ball. They've got the speed on the wings. They've got the skill up the middle, and that's a deadly combination from an offensive standpoint. But when you look at the defenses for both of these squads, they can be stingy as well. Here's a giveaway now. Statesman on the attack. A little bit of contact now. We're going to take a shot from well out. That's just up over the top of the bar. Referee wanted to call a foul, did not. He let it play on, and that was Culver that time. He used his physical gifts at 6'1", the senior, 6 goals and 7 assists on the season. He took his opportunity from 25 yards out. We'll have a stoppage in play here for player that got a little bit shaken up, and nice opportunity. Got tugged at the shirt a couple times, but the referee decided to play advantage, and Owen Culver nearly made the most of it. As we've got a stoppage in play now, and both of the teams are going to kind of huddle up. Looks like we'll have an opportunity to check this one just again. A new feature here on the Misha.TV network for the 52nd annual playoffs, but there's the shot right there that went just over the top of the bar. A couple of the fans stood up on the far side because it shook the back of the netting, but it was up over the top of the bar, and the goalkeeper had it measured nicely, Dominic Haggard. And a couple comments from the coaches. He says that both Andrew Finley and Dominic Haggard, who played about equal minutes this season, both juniors, both 6 foot, both 74 saves on their stat sheet, both have given up about the same amount of goals of the 17 on the season, 1-9, the other one 8. And so Haggard gets the start, but their head coach, Tom Wade, said either one of those two keepers a sure number 1 on most clubs, and they've shared time nicely this season. This one flicked on, but quickly won back by the Statesmen now as they'll play it out here to the near side. This is Campbell, plays it back in the middle, can't quite stay on top of it, now does as Fender falls down, tries to work it to Winkleman, who's Got the defender in his hip pocket, ball at his feet. Knocked off it briefly. Good footwork there as they work it back towards midfield, but quickly intercepted by Kiesling. Kiesling is one of their field generals for the Webster Grove Statesmen. Wears that 15 shirt. Plays it up the middle and back, and now intercepted on that far side. This is the number 7 shirt, Kogut. This time he's going to use his left foot and loft it towards the top of the box. Kraus is there up over the top of him, and goalkeeper comes off his line, Trevor Myhill, to grab that one. Well, we talked about Myhill, called into duty just a couple of ball games ago, and now here in the state semifinal match, he is the one who's got to control the defensive area for Webster Groves, and they are a good defensive team. They've given up 27 goals. They've scored 66 on the season. On the other side, 89 versus 17 for Rockwood Summit. So there's a reason why they have the records they do, and of course, not quite a 3-to-1 ratio for Webster Groves, and of course, a near 5-to-1, or just over a 5-to-1 ratio, for Rockwood Summit in terms of their goals and their goals allowed. 14 clean sheets for them this season. So they can be as stingy as any defense in the state of Missouri. Now they'll play this one back. They'll look to reload. Good footwork. That one stepped in on, and here comes Chris Campbell. He'll unleash it down here to Winkleman. Good defense sliding across to make the play. That time was R, and he didn't want to take any chances that time. Not playing a true sweeper position. They're playing a flat back 4, but R was a little bit removed from that back defensive line. He knows the skill, the speed, and the holding ability of Winkleman, and that time he didn't take a chance. Slid it right out of play over the sideline, quickly back to the Statesman. Goes out again. They'll replay it. They try to go up the middle. Can't quite get it that time to Culver. A couple players battle for it. Referee says play on after that physical contact, and here comes Summit. They switch fields once again, and they've been dangerous down that right side. This time it's just a little bit too far, though. It'll drift out of play right in front of the student section for the Rockwood Summit Falcons, and it'll result in a throw, and Webster Grove's going to take their time now to collect themselves and see if they can't get their shape back. Good crowd on hand here once again at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. We've got a full day for you right here on the Misha.TV network. Semifinal number 2 in Class 3 will come your way. Oh, starting kickoff should be right around 1 p.m. The Neosho Wildcats and the Platte County Pirates. And then we've got a big battle going on in Class 4. DeSmet against Lindbergh. Lee Summit West against Lee Summit. Those are the 2 semifinals in the big classification. Back to the goal now, and the defender will lay it off to the far side. Webster Groves with some play on the floor, and it's knocked out of play. They'll win a throw-in right in front of their own student section. Long down the sideline. This one headed away, out of play again. They'll gain about 20 yards in field position on that one, and now about 20, 25 yards or so from the end line, they'll throw it in once again. Attacking position. This one goes right into the teeth of the defense. They get out of there nicely, quickly boom it right back towards midfield, center circle. Brought down there. Intercepted, though. Kraus came back nicely. Now he wants a give and go. Now they're going to lay it off to him. He's one-on-one with the defender. Another defender coming to his hip pocket, though. Beats both of them as he splits them. Hits another defender, wards him off. Big physical player is Kraus, and he's tough. And head coach Tim Velton talked about we have to contain him, a player with 40-plus goals, and he's got to be the main focus point. They have contained him so far, but that time he nearly split 3 defenders, and let's see if he doesn't try and do something similar again. The other thing that happens when you got 3 defenders that come on one player, that leaves somebody else open, typically in the offensive area, and he'll look to find that player. They move forward. He has nearly 20 assists on the season as well, does Kraus. So he's just not a selfish cherry picker by any stretch of the imagination. He is every bit of a power forward. He can put the ball at his feet, lay it off, play players in space, and of course he can put the ball in the goal. Everything you want in a forward. Here's one from well out. Myhill has to go high, and he grabbed that one. That was a little bit of a quick shot. Might have been partially blocked. Reaction was a little bit late from the 6'1 junior in the 6-yard box, but he gloved it nicely once it came, and there's another opportunity. So the 3 scoring chances so far in this match, with the exception of the one that went over the top of the bar for Webster Groves, have really come from the offensive end of Rockwood Summit. Play this one back to Myhill, and he'll take his time. Good midfield play thus far. Both teams have tried to play it up through the middle. They've also tried to use the flanks. Rockwood maybe a little bit more ambitious with the switching of the ball, and we've seen them unlock the sidelines a little bit more with that. Here's a long run now for Campbell. Full stretch now here to the right side. Gets to the right side of the box. Lays this one on the floor. Across the box. In the feet. And this one knocked away by the defense that time. He got wrong-footed that time and unable to get his shot off. But, boy, good play. That was a full stretch run that time by the number 2 shirt. Chris Campbell, the senior, came from his defensive right back position, pushed it all the way forward into the box, laid it off nicely, but good defense by Rockwood Summit as they were able to thwart the attack, and now they quickly win it back on this near side. Long ball up over the top. Nobody there for them that time as Rosenblatt will chest it down, and Webster Groves will get position. Now here's a giveaway. Kraus, dangerous position for him. Center circle. He's knocked off the ball as well. They recovered that time nicely. Sam Osterly has put his first touch a little bit too far. Referee blows the whistle now. Right in the center circle. Right in the middle of the park. Now they're going to say it goes to Webster Groves. It's a little bit of confusion. Referees pointed the wrong way, saying he pointed the wrong way to begin with. Webster Groves had complained just slightly, and now they win the free kick. So we'll flip it the other way. Osterly looks it over. He'll give way to Rosenblatt. Statesmen commit 3 up near the box. Now a 4th one comes walking in. That's Culver. They loft it towards the left side of the box. Deflects off a defender right to the goalkeeper. We are just about 19 minutes into this first half of the first semifinal here in Class 3. It is Semifinal Friday. All 4 classifications competing today. So that's the first time that has happened for 4 classifications here in the state of Missouri, as classes 1 and 2 are being played on the far side of the park. This one tipped up over the bar at the last minute. Nice stop that time by Haggard. Looked a little indecisive as to whether or not he wanted to glove that one or knock it up over the top, and he decided at the very last minute to punch it over the bar. And that shot from Webster, very, very dangerous. We got a corner kick now on the far side for Webster Groves. This will be their first one here this first half. So good save by Haggard, equal to the task. Dominic Haggard, 74 saves on the season. This one lofted to the middle of the box. A couple players battle for it now as it comes out the near side. Webster Groves with a little bit of possession. They'll throw it back towards the middle. Good defense by Rockwood Summit. They're going to come this way once again. Full stretch run now here nicely by Banty. Banty with the ball at his feet. Defender right in front of him. One on his right side. Which way is he going to go? He's going to go to his left now. Works his way towards the middle of the box. Puts it on his right foot. Wants to shoot. Does loft one to the far post. Knocked away that time by the keeper at the last moment. But good possession. Here they come once again. Rockwood Summit dangerous. This is Banty again. Excuse me, not Banty. Kogut. Kogut's the one who made that play on this near side wearing the 7 shirt. So my mistake, and apologies for mislabeling that player, but it was an excellent run down this near left side. He cut it back to the middle, got the shot off. Keeper had to dive low to his left. And then on the backside was Thomas waiting. He couldn't quite get a good foot on it. Here's a shot from well out. The 2 big shots thus far from Webster Groves have come from that area. Get to see that replay once again here on this near side as Kogut made the long run on this left side. He came in, and here's a shot from well up top, and that's when the goalkeeper had to reach high and get that one. So I hope it was equal to the task. Now we're going to get another corner kick here now for the Webster Grove Statesmen, their second one. These corner kicks oftentimes are a very good stat to watch. See how much the offensive teams are attacking here. Now with 18:50 remaining in its first half. Knuckleball in towards the middle. Defense knocks it out of there off the line that time. Keeper went up high to get that one, but 2 players right in front of him. He couldn't quite reach it. Might have got a piece of it. This one up over the top and drifts into the box right to the goalkeeper, Haggard. So that one that time went right to him, as we'll get a chance to watch the play here from just a moment ago. The shot from well out, and Haggard had to tip it up over the top of the bar. As you see that one, he made an excellent save. Great technique on that one as he used his right hand to punch it up over the top of the bar and get as much height as he could. The referee blows the whistle dead. We're back to live action now as the restart comes once again. That's Crew. He'll play it out to the right side. This has been the dangerous attacking side thus far for Rockwood Summit. Slide tackle on that far side. Ball saved from going out of play. Webster Groves gets position, but there's Rockwood Summit. There's another tackle, this time out of play, and both players give each other a respectful handshake as they walk away after some physical play there on that far side. Throw in now for the Statesmen, deep in their own end. Here's the battle now. Back to the defender. Shakes off the defender. Now we're going to get a foul on that far side. Let's see if the referee wants to pull a card on that one. He's going to just step in front of the players, and he's going to separate them. But that was the power, the speed, and the skill that time of Kraus. He had two defenders in his hip pocket. It was almost a good old-fashioned Hakeem Olajuwon drop step as he worked his way around to the end line and then was taken down. Another 2 or 3 yards, he would have been in the box. So he's going to move his way towards the 12-yard spot. Free kick just outside the box. 5 in there now for Summit. One more lurking at the top. Let's see what kind of set piece they've got going. Webster Groves committing nearly everybody back. Low liner towards the 6. A couple of players might have gotten a piece of it. Comes out the near side, crossed once again, but here comes Summit on the attack. Far side. This one lofted back in towards the goal. Far post. Headed out of there by the defense that time, but Summit still pressuring on the defense. We're going to get another foul. This one just outside of the box as well. So dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. A couple players doing battle once again. Kiesling, the defender, in there that time for Webster Groves against Kogut. Kogut's been dangerous here in the last 5 minutes or so, and with just over 16 minutes remaining now, another golden opportunity for the Falcons of Rockwood Summit. Do they have that first tally right here on the set piece? I mean, they were literally a yard from getting this one into the penalty box. Crew stands over it. He's got the right foot. He's got this one measured. He's going to have a go at goal. He's got 5 players on the far side of the box, so he's going to lay one off. All kinds of options for number 3 shirt. He wears that captain's armband on his left arm. Referee clears the wall back 10 yards, and here we go. Hands up. He's going to have a go to the far corner. This one drifts just wide of the target. He tried to pick out that far corner. He had 3 players rushing that far one in case it hit the bar or hit the post, and with 15 and a half minutes remaining, we are still 0-0. So we get a couple of players in. So Ryan Montgomery and Cole Olsman, the 18 and 16 shirts, come in for Rockwood Summit. They get their first run out here of this afternoon's match with just over 15 remaining. Webster Groves now in their defensive end. They're going to put this one on the floor. It's going to go past everyone's slide, but here comes Winkleman to the near side. He's knocked off the ball momentarily, plays it back into the middle, and he gets it right back. This is Rosenblatt across to Osterley. He wants to attack right up the middle. No one on him yet, so he's going to take the space. Little give-and-go action. Here's Osterley now on a full run. Still with possession. Referee says, well, we got a foul, so Webster Groves, they quickly want to play it on the far side. A little bit of room. This is Osterley. A little bit of a dummy move. Tried to work his way around the defender. Couldn't quite do it, but they do retain possession on that far side. Webster Groves dangerous now. Right-footed cross towards the 12-yard spot. This one flicked in and goes out of play. Result in a goal kick. Good attack that time by the Statesmen right in front of their student section on that far side. Their fans still on the feet. All the students, no one's sitting down on that far stands. That packed house, and we've got a nice full grandstand here on the near side as well. As Hager gets ready to take this goal kick, this one boomed back towards midfield. Into the center circle, flicked on, but quickly won back by the Statesmen. Rockwood Summit wants to get possession, and they do. Right near the far sideline, ball kept in. This one ridden, still in play, never drifted over the sideline. Back to Winkleman, he can't control it, knocked out of play. Throw in now for the Falcons. Webster Groves thus far going all the way with their starters here. They've stayed in a couple of subs for Rockwood Summit, but pretty much these coaches have their lineups. They know what they want to do. We're going to get a foul. We're going to first get a push. We're going to call that on Kraus. He bulldozed his way between 2 defenders, then went to ground, but the referee said the foul was on him before that happened. Ball knocked away that time. Here comes Webster Groves on the run once again. Good play by Campbell. He's going to hold it up, play it back. Wanted to switch, but there's not a lot of room there. Here's Campbell again. Looks things over. Defenders in front of him. Tipped away nicely. That's Christopher Bathon, the senior at 6 foot. 5 goals, 7 assists on the season. And time playing defense, he knocked it out of the way. Stutzman now try to attack on the far side. Can't retain possession. Quickly goes back to Summit. They're going to try and go down that far side again. This one lofted. Drifts and goes out of play right in front of the Rockwood Summit. Grandstand on that far side. Well, for Webster Groves, this is their 4th Final Four. They've got 2 state titles. Those were in 15 and 16, or 14 and 15, excuse me. And they've got 1 second place finish. They've advanced to the state Final Four. This is the 3rd Final Four for Rockwood Summit. First place in 2016. They won that one in fine fashion. The 6-0 win over Carthage, which was a great match back in 2016. And then the 3rd place finish as well. And one of these 2 teams will have the opportunity to vie for another state title here tomorrow afternoon. We're going to bring you that one roughly about 3:30 right here on the Misha.TV network. We've got a full day tomorrow for you as well, right here from the stadium field. We'll be right back at it tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. with the Class 1 championship, followed by the Class 2 championship. This winner will play in the Class 3 final tomorrow, and that one should come your way right about 3:30, and then the nightcap will be the Class 4 championship tomorrow, and that will culminate a great weekend here at the 52nd Annual Missouri State Boys High School Championships. This one across the box, keeper dove out, but the defender knocks it out over play, and that'll result in another corner kick now, and unofficially that's the second one for the Rockwood Summit Falcons. Checking back in the lineup is Lampin and Ulsman. Ulsman was in him for a few minutes just a couple moments ago. Of course, Lampin started the match. Get a couple players come over to the bench. They'll get a rest, especially Kogut, who's done a lot of running. High work rate for Kogut. So he'll get a rest. He's subbed in for Lampin. This one up over the top. Out of play. Just about 10.5 remaining here in this first half. We hope you enjoyed it thus far as Webster Groves gets a couple of subs in. Devin Cook and Sam Stevens, the 8 and 9 shirts. A couple of seniors as they come in, and they'll replace Joe Campbell and Julian Tulford. So the 8 and 9 shirts come in for the 10 and 11 shirts, and they'll get their first opportunity here. Of this early morning match. This one headed away right back towards the center circle. Nobody with possession yet. This one lofted down the sideline and past several players. Coming over just to clean that one up was Osterley. He knocks it out of play into the student section. With 9:40 remaining here, 0-0 the score. We hope you've enjoyed it this far. Matt Judkins bringing you this action here on the Misha.TV network, and where you've got action all weekend long. 3 more semifinals in classes 3 and 4 today, and then the finals tomorrow. And of course, you can switch over to the adjacent Misha.TV broadcast feed. You can watch Class 1 right now as they are vying for that state semifinal on the adjacent field. About an hour stagger in the games and the matches here today. The initial one started at 10 o'clock on the adjacent field. We started here right around 11 a.m. And they will go every hour on the hour of the scheduled times, just about. A couple of them on the half hour. But until we have all of the semifinal matches complete, 8 in all in 4 different classifications now. This one squirts through a couple of defenders. Webster Groves on the attack now. Laid on the near side. It went beyond everyone. Good cleanup that time. Sprinting across to make the play was Jan, and the young sophomore, Coach Wade, really glowing about him, talking about how he is a very smart player, very skilled, and he's very poised across that back line. He is, of course, the only sophomore in the starting lineup for either one of these two squads, who both boast 7 seniors in their starting lineup here in this semifinal match. This one drifts out of play, 8 minutes remaining, 0-0 the score, and Now the referee wants to blow the clock dead. We've got a player down on this near side, and they're going to check him out and see if he'll be okay. That is Chris Campbell. His clock is now stopped, and both teams will get a chance for an extra water break. Of course, there have been times in these boys' championships where we've had near 80-degree weather. There's been times when we've seen snow, and this match here today, the wind started slightly brisk, but it's kind of slowed down here a little bit, so that'll keep the temperatures maybe a little bit warmer. But you'll see a lot of folks in the stands here today wearing stocking caps, long sleeves. Some are wrapped up in blankets, a lot of coats. But there's a lot of orange in the crowd today. That is the primary color for both of these squads. Campbell's going to be okay. He comes off after being a little bit shaken up. He'll want to get right back out there. We've seen him make a number of runs, and he's stretching out on the near side, so maybe don't want to speculate too much, but typically when you see someone doing that, it's a bit of a cramp. So he's replaced by Jack Ellis, the junior. Webster Groves now. They'll throw this one into Winkleman. He's got a little bit of room. Defender in front of him touches it to his left, puts it on goal. Goalkeeper goes to ground, grabs the rebound before anyone from Webster Groves is able to get it. So Winkleman with a nifty little move worked it to his left and fired it at the goal. I think maybe the defense might have anticipated a cross on that one. This is Rosenblatt. Stevens, Rosenblatt. Now they're going to play a little triangle with it. They'll go all the way across the back. This is Osterly and Rosenblatt. It's got Ellis on his right. And he's going to play this one up over the top. Try to get it to Stevens. Headed away nicely by the defense. This one deflected. It's going to drift towards the corner flag. Kept in play. This one will drift and then go out of play on this near side. And just a couple of moments ago, you saw on the attack and the opportunity as the goalkeeper now takes the goal kick, and opportunity from Winkleman here just a moment ago, but we'll get that replay up there in just a minute as we work through some of our new technology, which hopefully will bring this more enjoyable for the fans as they watch. Here's the moment just a minute ago. Left foot from Winkleman. The goalkeeper had to go low to his right side and then was able to gobble up that rebound before Webster Groves could jump on top of it. So good opportunity at that time. This one drifting towards the box. Haggard's going to come off his line. A little slow that time. Defender had to urge him to come and grab the ball. He does. He takes his time now. Just over 6 remaining here in this first half action. It's been a good one. Both teams with several opportunities. Some shots on goal. The goalkeepers have had to come up big. And some good action down the flanks for both teams as well. And a lot of times that brings excitement to the stadium when you see that speed being used on the outside. Skill as well. And this is Crew. He's knocked off the ball, out of play, quickly back over to the Falcons. I'm going to throw it in the hole. This is Lampin. He tries a little spin turn move, gets it to Kraus. Kraus, 2 defenders, and is back to the goal now, works his way. The defenders in front of him, tries to go to the left side. Slide tackle coming across to make the play. That time was Osterly, and it's going to result in a goal kick. So good clean tackle that time by Osterly. He timed it nicely, and you saw the power there just a moment ago of Kraus and the skill. It's a deadly combination. He's very tough to knock off the ball, and he does it all with, again, explosive power. He's got the speed, too, and a very quick first step. This one now on this near side. This one will drift and go just over the sideline, out of play. This one flicked back into the middle. No one on the end of for either team. Quickly coming away with it is Kiesling. Kiesling makes a long run. He's going to put a ball through the slot, but the keeper off his line nicely. He was well off his line already, so never in danger of getting through. It had to be a little bit more angled towards the sideline for the runner to get onto it before the defense or the goalkeeper could do it. This one headed back the other way. This is Cook. Quickly won by the Statesmen. They're going to go all the way back to their goalkeeper, Mile. Good tackle there on the far side. Here come the Falcons, but they quickly give it right back to the Statesmen. Physical contact goes out of play on the far side. So really nothing, we haven't seen anything that I would consider to be out of the norm in terms of the physical play. Just good, clean play all the way around. Both teams playing fair and playing hard. Can't ask for anything more from a semifinal match, and that's exactly what you would expect. Again, two teams that are just several miles apart, about equidistant here from the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. This is their second meeting of the season, with Rockwood taking that earlier one back in October, 2-0 fashion to win that one. That was one of the many in their now 29th game of the season, and they have yet to fall victim to anyone. 27-0-1 coming into the contest, and again, that lone tie coming way back in September to Francis Howell. Traditional Class 4 power. Here's one from well out. He's going to loft this one towards the goal. Myhill has to go high and gets it right in front of the bar, but that one was well shot, and Myhill was maybe 3 or 4 steps off of his line. He had to backtrack and make sure he timed that one perfectly in order to keep it from going in the back of the goal. It was sneaking just under the bar. Boomed back towards midfield, had it right back in. Statesmen, though, quickly get possession. Now they're going to play at the feet. Dangerous now as Kraus was lurking that time as he tried to anticipate the play. Up in the air and no one on the end of it yet for Webster Groves. It's headed away by the defense. 2 players, though, for the Statesmen there, and they can't bring it to possession. It quickly squirts out here to the near side right in front of the benches. Slipping down that time was Lampin as he tried a quick little layoff out of play. Here, that shot just a moment ago, and this is where the keeper really had to be on his toes and jump on his toes as it was sneaking just under the bottom of the bar. He leapt and got it at its highest possible moment. For those of you who are more familiar with American football than this style of football, they would know a defensive back would do that in a drill on a daily basis. So keeper with multi-skills there for Mr. Myhill as he had to go high and get that one at his highest point. Opportunity now for the Statesmen. Free kick now coming forward to take this one is Culver. He puts it on his left foot. 6 to the far side of the box. Here it goes. He's going to loft it towards the 6. Headed away nicely by the defense. Quickly won back by Webster Groves. Shot right on goal, though. Well, he took that half chance and tried to squirt it between the defenders, maybe catching the keeper off guard. That opportunity from Keesling came through. He one-timed it. Keeper was right there, though. Good position. And easily handled that shot. This one lofts towards the near side. Inbounds out of play now with just a little over 1 minute remaining. Throw in now for the Falcons as either team have a chance to get a moment of inspiration before that halftime buzzer. Middle of the park now, far side. This one will drift and go out of play. And just over 50 seconds remaining. And see if Falcons don't try and work their way down the sideline. They do so far. They're knocked off the ball. Webster Groves now trying to build something up in this last half minute. Long ball towards the box. Here's Haggard. He'll put this one at his feet. 30 seconds remaining. He's going to boot this one back towards midfield. Oh, maybe off the side of his foot. A lot of spin on it. It's headed back towards the center circle. Here's one on the floor now. Here's Kraus trying to go one-on-one with the defender. That slid out of play, and as that one goes over the sideline, that may just about do it, folks. Here's one from well out. This shot off the side of the foot. It's going to drift and go out of play. Well, we are at halftime here of game number 1 in Class 3. Webster Groves and Rockwood Summit. 0-0 is the score. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have some of those first half highlights. We'll preview that second half after these messages.
Congratulations to AC Short from Webster Groves and Noah Dipley from Rockwood Summit for being the winners of today's Show Me Good Sports Awards. Because of their display of sportsmanship during the year, each have been awarded a Nisha shirt. Congratulations.
Boom!
you going? Can't get by me. I'm number one in this class. I rule this lab. I'm number one. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am the king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
Boom! hey, where you going? Can't get by me. I'm number one in this class. I rule this lab. I'm number one. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am the king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Participate!
Down the middle for 1 point.
Back here at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park for the 52nd Annual Missouri State Boys High School Soccer Championships. We are at halftime of semifinal number 1. It's the Webster Grove Statesmen and the Rockwood Summit Falcons knotted at 0-0. It's been a good, hard-fought match thus far. Both teams with 3 shots on goal and both keepers coming up with 3 saves. Some good offensive attacking and well-positioned defense for each team as well. It's been an exciting match as they've kind of gone back and forth throughout this first half, and neither team unable to unlock the opposing defense. We've seen a lot of balls defeat, especially trying to distribute up the middle. Rockwood Summit maybe a little bit more concise with the switching from side to side and opening up some things down the flanks, but we saw a couple long runs from the Statesmen as well, and some of that attack coming from the wings, including some nice crosses on the Rockwood Summit end that really caused the keeper Myhill to come off his line and make some big saves. And then a couple of good plays here from Webster Groves in the offensive end as they've been able to work it into the box. But so far, we are knotted at a 0-0 score. Both teams unofficially with 2 corner kicks in that first half. I didn't have an offside on my score sheet in that first half. Well-officiated game. It's been a very physical game as well. So we've got skill, we've got speed, we've got physicality, we've got all the major factors that you'd want in a good match, and that has led us thus far to this 0-0 score. We're going to take another break. When we come back on the other side of this one, we'll do a little preview of the second half after these messages.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Back here at the 52nd Annual Missouri State Boys High School Soccer Championships. It's been a good one thus far in Class 3 as two traditional powers, Webster Groves and Rockwood Summit, do battle right now. We are locked in a 0-0 battle. Both teams with 3 shots on goal, both goalkeepers with 3 saves, and a couple of corner kicks for each squad. So it's been a pretty evenly matched game, and as we start to think about this second half, what might take shape and players that we might look for, and of course, none bigger than the 44 goal scorer, Christian Kraus, the senior for Rockwood Summit. He has been a load thus far and oftentimes drawing double and triple teams in the offensive end, but he has been really unable to get fully on track. So let's see if Rockwood Summit doesn't try and feed him the ball and get some runners off of him, as every time you put multiple defenders on one offensive player, it will take a defender away from another player, and thus they'll be open. So let's see if they don't try and attack that. They've also been very good on the flanks, especially on the right side. So let's see if they don't continue that game plan as well. On the other side, the Webster Grove Statesman, Winkleman is their big power forward, and he has been just that. We saw him just moments before the halftime bell take a shot low to the near side, and the goalkeeper had to go down, save it to his right, as Dominic Haggard was equal to the task, but he has been a load in that middle. And also the right side has been more of the attacking side for Webster Groves, a couple nice runs into the box and then getting them across. But they preferred really more to play to feet and try and work the ball into the box versus going up to the top on a cross in the air, which Rockwood Summit has done so far in this one. And we shall see how that all unfolds here in about 4 minutes from now, as both of the student bodies now have finally taken their seats in the grandstand on the far side, just getting a little respite. They stood the entire first half. We expect nothing but the same in the second half. A lot of the fans here in the near grandstand as well getting their concessions as they look to reload for this second half. As the weather starts to warm up just a little bit, we were in the upper 30s at the start of the match and a little bit of a breeze. The flags are now pretty still on the far sideline, so that will help with the temperatures a little bit and the weather, and we expect fully now that the fans will be in full roar as we get set to start the second half. We are going to take one more break. When we bring it back, we'll have that second half action after these messages.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger. I don't really think
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Boo! Hey, where are you going? Can't get by me. I'm number 1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm number 1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am the king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
Thank you. Can I help you today?
No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So? Too tight-headed! Yuck!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
Back here at the 52nd Annual Missouri State Boys High School Soccer Championship, Matt Judkins here on the Misha.TV network. We want to remind all of our viewers now, you can also get a copy of today's contest. You can download that and just log on and download what you wish. A small fee for that copy, but nonetheless, it is a keepsake for a lifetime right here along the Misha.TV network. And we once again have had a good match thus far. 3 shots on goal for each squad, 3 saves from the goalkeepers. Goalkeepers have had to be on their toes throughout the match as well. You know, a lot of times those shots on goal aren't the only stat that they should really get. They've defended crosses nicely and really commanded the box, and you give both of those two keepers credit as they've kept this one with zeros on the scoreboard. Both teams now are back on the pitch. Referees have reemerged once again. Again, Julio Tinoco, Tim Wagner, and Mark Tiemann, and then Peter Doherty is the fourth official here on this near side. They did a nice job in that first half. Again, very physical first half, but not a dirty physical first half, a very hard-fought physical first half. And there's a big difference, and those of you who are in the soccer community know the difference of both. And so you got to give credit to both of these squads. They came out and played hard, battled hard, and it was very skilled, very quick playing soccer as the sun now starts to shine in the southwestern sky. So that'll brighten up things here just a little bit, warm things up for the fans here on this near side. And now we're starting to get some fans in for game number 2 here in Class 3 in the semifinals, and that'll pit the Platte County Pirates at 25-1 against the Neosho Wildcats at 18-7. Both of those schools here for the first time, but these two that are on the pitch right now, these are no strangers to the state Final Four. Webster Groves, 2 state titles and a second-place finish to their historical credit, and Rockwood Summit, a first and a third place to their credit. So one of these two teams will advance to that state championship. That'll be vied for tomorrow right here on the Misha.TV network at around 3:30 p.m. So be sure to join us right here along the Misha.TV network. And another thing I want to point out, the Webster Groves players, they have not sat down the entire match. So they have been up on the bench all morning long as now we start to tick into the afternoon time frame. We are just past noon here in the central time zone. Some of you watching from different points across the globe. And we had a nice note from Tom Wade, too, prior to the game, and I wanted to bring this up. I failed to earlier, but you will notice on the Rockwood Summit players' jersey, they have the name Major on the back of their jerseys this season. They are honoring their goalkeeper coach, Steve Major, who passed away early this year. So a nice touch from Rockwood Summit as they honor their fallen coach. And, you know, these types of storylines are fraught throughout high school sports, and it's always good for us to be able to bring those along. I also want to bring along another note. Had the real honor and pleasure yesterday afternoon of attending the 50th annual Medal of Valor ceremony here in the St. Louis area for first responders and police officers who have risked their lives throughout their careers. And it was a really moving ceremony as a number of local law enforcement officials were honored with that Medal of Honor. So if you ever get the opportunity, shake the hands of our first responders and especially those police officers who do risk their lives. Harrowing story after story all afternoon long, and it was quite an honor to be there in that one. And, of course, we are very close to them here at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. A number of the law enforcement officials that come here year in and year out as a volunteer to make sure things are kept in order. They do traffic. They do all kinds of different things. But a lot of them have played soccer for different schools throughout the state of Missouri, and this is a special place for them as well. So nice to pass along that note, and I was honored to sit in on that yesterday and be part of that ceremony as we are back to battle once again. A player was shaken up, but he's okay. And after that goal kick back towards midfield, Rockwood Summit has a bit of possession. They'll have the throw in now. Once again in the second half, they're in the all-white strip, and they're moving from left to right on your screen. Here's Krause back to the goal, lays it off to the right side. That's what we talked about at halftime. Maybe he can be a little bit more of a target player as this one drifts out of play on that far side, and it'll result now in the corner kick, the first one here this second half for Rockwood Summit. Webster Groves, of course, they are in that all-black strip, white numerals and trim. So predominant color for both of these teams is orange, one in white today, one in black, though, wearing their alternate kit. As a corner kick now will come from that far side. It'll be a right-footed boot. This one lofted towards the top of the six. A couple of players right there popped up over the top of the bar, and that one goes by the wayside. It will result in another corner kick for Rockwood Summit. So Crew will take it once again. Just about 2.5 minutes into this first half. They look things over. A lot of players forward. Webster Groves, everybody inside the box. This one low. They try to go low to the near post in the 6-yard box, but Webster Groves, all 10 defenders in the box that time. So once they flushed it out of there, there was no one to get on the end of it. Quickly, Rockwood will win it back. They lose possession. Webster Groves will try and build up with a little bit of a give and go. Good footwork from them on that far side. This is Winkleman. He works his way past one defender. Two in front of him now. One in his hip pocket. Works to the right side. This one across the 6-yard box. Keeper has to go low to his right side. Lurking all the time for Webster Groves that time was Culver. And nice play that time by Haggard to grab it before he could get his butt on the end of it. This is Haggard. Near side. It comes back to the defense for Webster Groves. They want to be on the tack right up the middle. This is Tilford. Didn't say his name a whole lot in that first half, but he is a catalyst for them, just a junior. And we talked about his older brother being a key player on those 2 state titles back in 2014 and 2015. Throwing on the far side now. Here are the Falcons. They'll look to build it up now. They're going to play this one through the middle. Knocked away by the defense. This is Winkleman. Tries a nifty little flick. He's knocked off at it. Now they'll go the other way. This is Bathon. He wins the throwing for a squad now with 36 remaining in this first half. Falcons now on the full attack, left side. This is Krause. He's got some space in front of him, one-on-one with the defender on that far side. Works his way to the side of the box, losses it toward the goal. This one past Myhill. It's tipped in, and it's a goal! Well, we'll have to see if the number 7 shirt got on the end of it on the launch that time. Did Kogut get a piece of it? The goalkeeper looked as if he either just missed it or it was deflected. Nonetheless, it came off the boot of Krause with 35:43 remaining. And all of a sudden, Rockwood Summit on top 1-0. Well, we'll see who they officially give that goal to. Was it tipped right in front of the goal by Kogut, or was it off of the boot of Krause that time? Well, we'll get that in just a moment. We'll see if we can get the replay on that here in just a moment. But the goalkeeper looked as if it was tipped, or did he just miss it? Webster Groves now down 1-0. Let's see how we'll score that one. Here the build up on. It's good build up on that left side, but we talked about Krause having a lot of space. He was one-on-one with the defender. Webster Groves will quickly bring it back the other way. Now they're in the middle of the park. We'll get a foul. This will start for this will result in a 3-step. Here's a replay, folks, and let's see if somebody does get on the end of it. As we watch, working his way in is Krause. He puts it on his right foot. It's crossed the box, and I think it was flicked in by the goal scorer, number 7. So I think that's going to go to Kogut. It looked like. So Kogut gets the goal on that one off of the boot of Krause. So 1-0. There's a shot from well out. This one just wide on a laser beam. Low to the right side of the keeper. So Webster Groves tries to answer. And we'll take a look at that replay just to confirm. But it looked like Kogut came flashing through there and got his head on the end of it right at the last moment. As Krause worked his way to the side of the box, lofted it, and he flicked it in. So Kogut gets the goal on the header, on the flick, and that's resulted now in a 1-0 lead for Rockwood Summit. Here's Webster Groves. They're on the tack. This is Tilford. 2 defenders on him. He gets sandwiched. He'll put this one down. Wants to quickly replay it. Maybe not quite the position where the laser beam shot from about 35 yards out a moment ago. Now they're going to take their time and get reorganized with Culver standing over it. And he's going to give way here to Campbell. So Campbell will stand over this way and look to the far side. 5 to the far side of the box for Webster Groves, 1 to the near side. Here's his right-footed boot. They loft it towards the 6-yard box, far side, headed away by the defense. Good play by them, but not out of danger. Still at the side of the 18. This is Winkleman. Gets past one defender, works his way into the box, past another defender. Keeper off his line nicely. Good play by Haggard that time. He anticipated well, saw the moves coming from Winkleman. He really only had one way to go, which was to his right. Keeper dove to that very side and grabbed it before he was able to get on it again, and the lead remains 1-0. Well, what an exciting goal. And we talked about Krause. It's always not about the guy who's got 40 goals scoring the goal. He's also got nearly 20 assists. He'll get the assist on that one as well, as it was flicked in by Kogut at the last moment. And when we talk about the number 7 shirt, that is his 11th goal on the season, according to our stat sheet. And Well worked all the way around. Now they've got another offensive opportunity. Mason Crew will stand over the ball to this near side. Maybe a little bit too much pace on that one. Campbell defending and stood unable to get on the end of it. Goal kick now for Myhill, and I thought it was a deflection on that goal, judging by the keeper's reaction. And so replay confirmed it now as they look to build it out once again. Now we're going to get a flag here by the referee. Referee saying the ball did not come out of the area. And some of you may have seen on international play in the English Premier League that you could play the ball in the box before it comes out, but Missouri State High School has not adopted that rule yet, and maybe sometime down the line, maybe not. That'll be decided a different date, but nonetheless, it's another restart for Webster Groves. They lose it. Here comes Rockwood Summit. They're on the attack once again. Here's the goal scorer. One-on-one with the defender in front of him, steps on it, tries to work his way past him. Nifty little move. To the end line, he's knocked off the ball but retains possession. Referee says play on. Lofted, left-footed towards the 12-yard spot. Couple of players there, little contact, and Kraus quickly wins it back down. Try to thread it through there. Nice pass that time on the attack for Jonathan Thomas, the 6'1 senior. Still with possession now, Rockwood Summit. And that one gets lost over the sideline, out of play. 31 minutes remaining or so. Referee now is going to talk to a couple of players, and a little bit of a heated conversation on that far side. Webster Grove student body gets into the action on that one as it's headed away, though, and here come Falcons on the attack again. We're going to get a foul. Webster Groves will get a free kick. I think they're going to slow some things down here. Referee's going to make sure they position the ball precisely, and this is his way of calming the situation. So free kick now for the Statesmen. Half hour remaining here in this one. That was the 7th foul on Rockwood Summit to equal the 7 for Webster Groves. We want to thank all the folks here from the Misha team. Todd Schumacher, our producer here this afternoon, and Jim Powers, the crack statistician here in the booth high above the pitch here on the main field, and now we're going to get a yellow card. Yellow card, I think that's going to be for dissent. It kept coming and coming and coming. Jack Ellis checks back into the match. Bryce Kiesling goes off. Referee's going to come on over and talk to the Webster Groves coaching staff. Kiesling was given a yellow card. Still a heated conversation, too. Kiesling none too happy with the situation. It will result in a free kick now right at midfield, right on the stripe. With just over a half hour remaining, this one lofted towards the box. Several players there. This one flicked on by the defender. Let's get it off his head. Had to be tipped and gone out of play. Corner kick once again, so dangerous now. That one came from the midfield stripe as Crew, I believe, was the one who gave the opportunity. He's going to come over to take the corner on the right side. His right-footed boot. This one chipped towards the far post, headed away. Back out towards midfield. Here come the Falcons again. This is Crew once again. Tries to beat the defender, can't quite do so. Scissor kicked out of there, and this is Winkleman for Webster Groves. Tilford gets knocked off the ball, but he's able to play it back. Webster Groves gets possession as it's pushed back towards midfield. We'll take a look once again as played just a moment ago. That shot from midfield as it was launched towards the crossbar, and flipped on, and keeper had to make a save at the last moment. So the defender actually is the one that knocked it towards his own goal, and the keeper had to be equal to the task. Here come the Statesmen once again. Middle of the pitch now. They're going to play this one on the floor. Good defense that time by the Falcons. They had good shape across the back. Didn't really give much room for the Webster Groves offensive players to operate. Falcons now played across their back line from one side to the other. The other equals the near side here. On the attack now. Right in front of the Webster Groves bench. And Osterley went to ground. He was okay, and throwing now for the Statesmen. Winkleman tries to knock it past the defender and run onto it. Yan was right kind of in his hip pocket that time. Here's Thomas. Wanted to give and go. Didn't quite continue his run. Ball was laid off. Goes right back to the Statesman's defense. Well, earlier this season, back in October, these two teams did battle at Webster Groves High School, and Summit won that one 2-0. Right now they lead this one 1-0. So they have shut the Statesmen down in a game and a half thus far. So Webster Groves still looking for their first tally against a very stingy Falcon defense. Nifty little move that time by the goal scorer Kogut back towards midfield. This is Houston. No one on the end of it. No one's still getting possession, but that's lofted to the far side. This is Kraus. Two defenders in front of him. Lays it off once again. Go, but the pass a little too ambitious. He couldn't quite get it in the proper position. Winkleman tries to beat two defenders, can't quite do so. Goes to ground, does win the throw-in on the far side near midfield. Well, following this one, folks, we're going to have semifinal number 2. Be sure to tune in right here on the Misha.TV network. The Neosho Wildcats taking on the Platte County Pirates. Both of those two teams in the Final Four for the first time. So be sure to join us for that one as we bring you all of the exciting Missouri State Boys High School Soccer Championships. All semifinals being played today. Classes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we've got 3 and 4 right here on this main stadium field. It's classes 1 and 2 taking place on the adjacent field. You can click on over to watch those matches at any point in time as well. And, of course, don't forget you are able to get a copy of this match. Log on, a small fee, and you can buy that keepsake forever. Near side now. Here's Tilford. Looks things over, pulls the ball back still. Doesn't have a lot of options, instead lays it off. Deep in the hole. Still on the attack, Webster Groves playing a little bit of possession now, trying to work it. Here's Tilford, one-on-one with the defender. Beats the first one, but the second one there is to clean it up, and nice play, and then knocked out of there by Colgate. Yeah, Summit plays it around the back. They try to build it back up to the middle, intercepted by the Statesman. Now they play this one to Winkleman. He's got the defender on his right side. He was goal side on the defender that time and had one step on him, but the pass just a little bit out of his reach and the touch, and the defenders knocked it away at the very last moment. So that brief opportunity goes by the wayside for Webster Groves, but they're still on attack. This one to the end line. Webster still on the attack, goes out of play, and this will result in their first corner kick here this second half. So an opportunity for them now on the set piece.
21.
Checking back into the match after a brief respite here, Bryce Kiesling, and he's their holding midfielder, so he's one they want to have in there. He's key to their offensive attack, and they'll have the opportunity now on this corner kick. It's one up in the air, but I think they're going to redo it, looks like. So they'll have a re-kick as coming forward for the Statesmen to take this one as Owen Culver. This one chipped towards the far post. Number of players there. Here's the head ball. Comes off a defender, and they knock it out of there nicely. Give that credit to the defense for the Falcons because they kept their poise there as the ball was pinballing around between a couple of players. It goes out of play on this near side, and it will result in a throw-in here for Webster Groves. Caleb Morrison, the defender, pushes it forward. This one on the floor in the box, knocked out of there back towards this near sideline. Cross battles for it, knocks it forward, doesn't have possession, but does allow his defense to move the back line forward a little bit. Players battling for it now. Summit comes away with it. Here's Colgate. That one deflected, and referee's going to blow this one. Call foul on the play here. It'll give an opportunity for a free kick with just over 23 minutes remaining. To the number 3 shirt, we've seen him take a majority of their free kicks here this afternoon, corner kicks as well. Mason Crew. Crew just a junior. One of the 3 juniors in the starting lineup. This one towards the 6, headed away. Still possession, though, for the Falcons. Near the box, gets knocked down. He wanted a foul. Referee was right there 3 yards away and said no foul, and we'll play on. No, again, physical contact. Now the referee does call a foul. And that's the 10th foul now on the Falcons versus 8 for Webster Groves. And I think some folks from the Rockwood fan base would have thought there was a foul a moment ago, but the referee, again, great position. Can't fault him. He put himself in the right perspective to make sure he was on top of it, and he called no foul, so we played on, and here we are now at midfield. This is Kraus. He goes to ground. A couple players tangle up on that far side. Referee's going to run over and step in. They might have got tangled up. You saw some boots fly up in the air that time, and that can always be dangerous. Everyone looks like they're going to be okay. And the Statesmen will have a throw-in now right near midfield. Slight breeze starting to pick back up a little bit now, swirling a little bit out of the northeast, it seems to be, judging by the way the flags are positioned. Now we'll get a foul. So it'll go back the other way. Bathon went down, and Falcons now trying to make the clock their friend, taking their time. Here's a long ball. Knocked away by the defense, out of play. It'll result in a throw in here for Rockwood Summit. They gain about 25 yards to 30 yards in field position here on this near side. And again, they're going to take their time. They don't need to be in a hurry. It's a long throw. We haven't seen this one yet. Here comes Bathon. He's going to launch one towards the middle of the box. It gets in there, headed away by the defense. This is Winkleman. His pass deflected right back to Rockwood Summit. Statesman now, middle of the park. Good play that time to hold it up by Culver. He wants to go to Tilford on this near side. That long ball well out of his reach. Just about 5 yards or so too far, and he's unable to sprint to get to the end of it. It's a little back and forth action right now. Neither team really getting a good possession or a good run of play. Here's a deflection. Kraus front running that time, was hoping to be ambitious and get some type of slight turnover. As Campbell checks back into the match now for Webster Groves. Also checking back into the match is Devin Cook. Throw in now for the Statesmen. So 1-0 our score here on a flicked in header by Colgate off the shot/cross from Kraus. With 35:43 remaining, we were just about 4 minutes into this, just a little over 4 minutes into this second half action after a first half 0-0 score, and a bit of magic worked out for the Falcons as now Webster Grove, they want to get that equalizer, and they have yet to score against Rockwood Summit this season in 140 minutes. They have kept the sheet clean. Near side now, here's Webster Groves. They want to try and break out. This is Tilford. A little bit of space, looks it over. Wants to give and go, gets it back, touches his way between one defender, but the second defender was right there. Good positioning that time, and you can't teach it any better than what just happened there with Husted as he ran with the give and go initial passer and was able to get right back in the lane and knock it away. Campbell near side gets it to Tilford. Tilford one-on-one with the defender. A little bit of contact. He still has possession now. Wants to get to the touchline. Instead, works his way back to the side of the box. Chips it in. This one knocked away. That time had a little more time. Could have been a little bit more concise with his pass. Instead, elected to launch it. Defender was only about 3 or 4 yards from him and maybe didn't realize he had as much room or time as he did. And back into the middle now. Who's going to track this one down? Statesman get it. Nifty little work up the middle. Here's a shot. This one up over the top of the bar. So good footwork that time to work his way through a number of players was Osterley, and we haven't seen him really come forward a ton, but that time he saw an opportunity, he did, and he took 2 defenders on, worked his way past them, and then launched it up over the top of the bar. He's going to come over and get some quick instruction from his head coach, Tim Velton, and see what else they want to do here with their formation and how they attack. And we're getting late now, and they're down 1-0, and again, in over 140 minutes of play so far this season, they have yet to score on this Rockwood Summit defense. So that typically will tell you maybe you got to do something slightly different. Well, they had some opportunities now. It gets a collision here, and we're going to get a foul, and it's going to go against Webster Groves. And still on the floor is Culver. Both players hard into each other that time. Crew and Culver. Everybody's going to be all right. Free kick now for the Falcons, and we'll take this one and launch it down here to the corner, trying to get past the defender. Good play that time by Campbell. He went high up to get that one. Kept in play by Tilford, but they can't keep possession. A couple players battle for it. Now Statesmen do have it. They try and come down this near side. Deflected away by the defense, and now here they want to go the other way of the Summit Falcons. This is Thomas, middle of the park, lays it off. R. Distributed it forward, no one there. Now they get it right back. Opportunity now in the offensive end. Move that time by Lampin. Now they'll come back the other way. Till backtrack nicely to play defense. Now we're going to get a heavy contact there, and we're going to get a yellow card. That'll be a yellow card. Long run that time from Houston. So he gets the first yellow card here for the Rockwood Summit Falcons. He'll quickly be replaced by Caleb Osterman, the junior. So we got a nice run out in the first half. And physical collision here on this near side, right in front of our grandstand, right near our perspective here at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. So immediately following this one, we'll have about a 10 to 15-minute break, and then we'll be underway for the second semifinal. Should Webster Groves tie it, of course, we know what that means. We'll have some extra time. If this score holds up, Rockwood Summit will advance to play in the state championship match. Far sideline now. Statesman on the attack. They try to get it to the end line. He stopped his run. Didn't think he had the ability to get to it and the pace to catch up to it before it got over the end line. They're going to toss it over to Haggard, and he'll take this goal kick. They'll quickly just distribute it, and they'll build it up out of the back. Long ball now towards midfield. This one flicked on. Krause is there. He got the deflection off the head. Webster Groves can only knock it out of play. Stats here for the match thus far. Some more official stats really from the game thus far. Each team 4 corners. Goalkeeper 4, Rockwood Summit 3 saves, 4 on the other side for Webster Groves, and 5 shots for Rockwood Summit, 4 for Webster Groves. So those are some of the official stats here of this match thus far. And the real key stat that matters the most, though, is up on the scoreboard. You see it there in your upper left corner. It's Rockwood Summit leading 1-0 over Webster Groves, looking to advance to the state championship match and win their second state title. They won it all back in 2016. Full stretch now on this near side. Saw Campbell make a long run in that first half. Here it is into the middle, knocked out of play. That one's off the side of the foot. Popped up in the air and out of play. A couple of players now getting into the match for one last kind of run out here. 14:05 remaining, and this is really probably a tactical move by Tim Velton. He's going to get these players over here. They're going to talk about strategy, and they're going to get them back into the match, is my guess. I expect all the players from both of these squads now to be in. The ones that are going to be in in the next probably 3 to 4 minutes and through the end of it. Here's a long throw. This one lofted towards the 6-yard box. Dangerous because the sun was in the eyes and knocked out of there that time. Battle forward at midfield. Referee says play on. Physical contact, and says it was a 50-50 ball. You both battled each other. You both went to ground, so let's just keep going at it. This one won by Webster Groves here on the side of the box. This is Tilford. Plays it back. Nifty little move. Oh, that time Winkleman had it at his feet. Now he's pushed off by the referee. He's saying, let's clear some things out here. Well, referee's electing not to blow the whistle and call foul here. A lot of body contact there at the 6-yard box, and could have easily maybe called a foul or two on any number of players that time, but he elected not to. Just pulls everybody apart, and this one boomed back towards midfield over the top of all of the Summit players, and they try to win possession in front of that Webster Grove student body on that far side. Well, a golden opportunity for Webster Groves just a moment ago on the side of the box, and they were really in close proximity to each other, the two offensive players, and Tilford wanted to get a shot off, didn't quite do it, and then the goalkeeper came away with it, and Winkleman was pushed to ground, but all that resulted in nothing, and they really didn't get the scoring opportunity they would have liked. Score remaining 1-0 now with 12:20 remaining. One headed away. Here's Krause. He'll lay this one off. Wants it back. Bathon instead of come this way. His first touch a little bit too strong. Didn't quite have the proper weight on it. This one slid out of there by Yang. Well, have a replay now. You can see this little bit of a mix-up in the box. Webster Groves with that great scoring opportunity. Here's Telford right in the middle. Winkleman. And then he goes over the top of the goalie. And then we're going to have a little bit of physical contact. And he goes to ground. And referee just stepped in and said, we're not going to have any of that now, boys. Very similar to Officer Timpson back in the day. Separated them, and we went right back to the run of play. Here's that long throw again, right in the sunlight towards the box. That time not quite as menacing as the first one, and defense gets it away. Webster Groves will play this one across the back. Cross front running. He's going to put a little pressure on. Another goal for Rockwood Summit might salt it away. They're on the attack now, but Webster does have plenty of defenders back. 4 versus 3. Here's a through ball, though, into the box, and good run that time. Nice long run. As he made about a 60, 70-yard run, did Thomas, coming from well on his own half of the field. Try and get into the run of play on that one. Just over 10 remaining. This one given away in the middle. This is Bathon. Looks things over. He wants Krause, picks him out. Krause, 3 defenders around him, gives it off. Tries to win it back. Here come the Statesmen. Webster Groves will play it across the back, just trying to unlock something and see if they can't get a little extra room in the offensive end. Slow build-up. This is Winkleman. He's got 2 defenders on him. Splits 2. Runs into the side of the box. Opportunity now. Here's a shot that deflects wide. Well, what an opportunity that time. And, boy, that speed by Winkleman as he turned to his left. And the defenders, I think it surprised them. It surprised us here in the press boxes. He was able to get the shot off, and it deflects out of play and will result in another corner kick now. This will be the 5th one for Webster Groves here in this match. Far post. This goes over the top of everyone. Defenders knock it out of there. Quickly back to the Statesman. Lofted back toward the far side. Here's the scissors kick up over the top on the bicycle. And boy, it looks spectacular, but it was well high and wide that time. John Campbell left high. Great opportunity here. A couple of subs coming in, but here's the replay on that one. What a move by Winkleman as he showed all of his speed and a very quick first step to the left, and as the shot deflected, it went wide and resulted in a corner kick. But go get back into the match right now for Rockwood Summit. Of course, he's the goal scorer. He's the difference maker thus far on the flicked on header. He flicks on another one. This time tries to get it to Kraus. Kraus was credited with the assist on that first one. Nifty play now for Webster Groves. They try and build it up the middle. That pass just a little bit too heavy, and it'll go right to the back line of the defenders, but it's knocked away. Give and go on the far side for the Falcons with just over 8 remaining. 1-0 now. Rockwood Summit clinging to that lead. They get a second one. That might be the one that finishes it away. They won 2-0 earlier in the season, way back in October when these two teams did battle a month ago, and their defense has been equally as stingy here today. So throwing now on that far side. This is Crew. Actually, it's going to be a free kick. Referee making sure everyone's okay. And Rockwood Summit in no hurry to get this one underway. 5 in the box. Going to play 4 players well back behind the ball in the defense. And here's Kraus with a flicked on cross. And he went right to it. Flicked it right on towards the far post. But didn't have a lot of pace on it. So either he was trying to just position it and direction it towards that far post, hoping somebody runs on, or that was his shot. Anyway, you slice it. Goes right back to Webster Groves. This one lofted down the line. Here's the defender, Yan. Quickly to Winkleman. He wants a quick throw in, takes his time. Now he does throw it in. This is Tilford. A little bit of space for him. Continue to work. He wants to give and go. Didn't get it. Webster Groves will reload. Here's Campbell on this near side. He's operated all afternoon there. Bathon wins this one. He's going to lay this one up the line. Wants Kraus to run up to it. Kraus gives chase. Keeper off his line. Nearly gave it away. Now they do. Here's Bathon coming forward. We're going to get a foul. They're going to call this one against Webster Groves on Henry Banty. And the referee said he had his wing out. Clipped him a little bit as he went past. And so that results in a foul and opportunity once again for Mason Crew, the junior. They'll look to that far side, and again, Rockwood Summit in no hurry. They don't need to commit a lot of players forward, although they would love a second goal. This one popped up in the air, batted around. I got a player down, and now I think the referee's going to blow this one dead. The referee is going to stop the clock here with 6:05 remaining here in this second half, and there's a player on the turf. He is rolling around. Looks like he's going to be okay. I think that might be Rosenblatt. 3 or 4 players went up for the head ball there just a moment ago. He might have got a little bit of a knock, so he's going to come off. He wants to get right back into the match, and so he's got to come off for just a moment. He's immediately going to, his coach has said he's okay. He's going to go right back to the scorer's table so he can get waved in. Here comes Myhill back towards the center circle. This one flicked into the middle. This is the Statesman now on the attack as they continue to work it forward. Tilford Back to Campbell. Scissor kicked out away. That'll result in a throw in now and a substitution. So Rosenblatt comes right back in. He's okay. Jack Ellis goes back to the bench. Long throw and now right in the sunshine. Campbell. Back to Osterley. Osterley's moving forward a little bit, knows that this goal is important. Let's see if Webster Groves doesn't do that and try and commit more players forward so they can't get the equalizer. Of course, that will leave them slightly vulnerable at the back. So a player like Kraus can be opportunistic. This is Tilford. His defender got tied up. This is Winkleman. Nifty little move. Works his way to the side of the box. Puts it on his right foot now. In the middle. Opportunity shot. Goal! Webster Groves. They've knotted it up one apiece. The 21 shirt gets that one. Owen Culver, his 7th goal of the season, and with 5:05 remaining, they scored for the first time against Rockwood Summit. So number 21 gets the goal, and a lot of work by Winkleman got a lot of the work here, deflected off of a couple defenders, and so Culver gets the goal with 5:05 remaining, and it was a lot of hard work, and Rockwood Summit just unable to get it out of the defensive end, and we are at one apiece. Here's the replay, folks. You can take a look at it. It was a nice long run. Winkleman working. He did clear assist, though, that time from Winkleman. So Winkleman gets the assist as he slotted it across. A little mix-up by the defenders. A couple of them went to ground, and with 5:05 remaining, it is Culver from Winkleman, number 17. And so they come together. Webster Groves fan base completely erupted when that one hit the back of the goal, and we've got as good a perspective as anybody here in the press box at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park, but there was so much congestion in front of that goal that it seemed like it took forever for the ball to squirt through there and hit the back of the net, but once we saw that wrinkle, it was the goal, and it was taken well, and now Webster Groves on the attack once again. Well, maybe that changes a little bit of their strategy as well. We talked about Osterley moving forward and playing a little bit more of an offensive position. Now we're going to get a battle, and we've got Kraus going to ground. We've got a couple of players having some words with each other and the referee. Kraus is going to get back up. He's okay. Again, he's a big physical power forward, if you will, and he's going to talk some things over with the referee, and it will all result in a restart now for the Webster Groves Statesmen. And we've got game on now, 1-1 here in the first semifinal match of the day. This one lofted long towards the 6-yard box. Tilford tries to work his way into the box. It's tipped by the defender. It goes towards the end line, but the keeper nicely off of his line. So Haggard that time scrambling, did not want to give the opportunity to Tilford, and he came nicely to his left to grab that one before they gave up the corner kick as well. Well, it's all out there now, and it's been physical. It's been well played all the way around for both teams. Good opportunity now. Here come the Rockwood Summit Falcons, left side of the box. Works his way towards the end line. Ball still in play. He's still got the ball. 5 defenders there, though, that time for Webster Groves, and they knock it out, but they're not out of danger because the Rockwood Summit offensive players have pushed forward now. We're going to result in a foul. Far side. Both players went shoulder to shoulder. Both went to ground. Referee awards the free kick with just under 3 minutes remaining to the Statesmen. Sun is out now and shining. It's a nice fall afternoon here in eastern Missouri. We are in southwest St. Louis County, Fenton, Missouri, at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park, and it's been a good match thus far, 1-1. A goal with just over 4 minutes off the clock in this second half, and now with just over 5 minutes remaining in regulation time, we get the second one, the equalizer, and so that's where we are positioned right now with Webster Groves and Rockwood Summit. Seeing who can get the next goal. The next goal probably wins the match, folks. And here's an opportunity now for the Falcons. Battle. Referee's going to blow this one dead. He'll give the advantage to Rockwood Summit. They're going to have a free kick. Mason Cruz going to stand over this one. This one lofted long towards the box. Flicked on by Kraus into the box. Anybody on the end of it? Not quite, because the keeper, Myhill, comes right off of his line. He was trying to get it to Lampin, who was creeping his way between two defenders that time. He's Lampin, one of the taller players out here this afternoon. They've got him listed at 6 foot. Might be a little taller than that, but he's got long legs, and he tried to push those long legs right past the defenders. Here's Tilford one-on-one with the defender. They battle. A little bit of body contact. Tilford comes away with it. Nifty play by him now. Works his way to a little bit of space. Gives it off to Winkleman. He's got the defender in his hip pocket. Still with the ball at his feet. Works his way to space. Finally, they'll play to the far side. Just over a minute remaining. Opportunity now for the Statesmen. Here's Banty. One runner out here on the near side. It's Campbell. Hits it behind Campbell. And his momentum took him too far forward. He's the one that cramped up a little bit in that first half. And might be cramping up again here in the second half. On this right side now, here's a goal scorer. Colgate trying to work his way towards the end line. Chips it in, 6-yard box. Opportunity now, this could be it. Here's a shot, goal! The Falcons have unlocked the tie. Thomas gets the goal. It was neatly worked. Lampin will get the assist. And with 45 seconds remaining in this one, it's 2-1. So Thomas gets it from Lampin. It was neatly worked down this near side all the time. Webster Groves. Campbell was down on the far end of the pitch, and referee let it play on, as a good referee should do, in the offensive attacking end. And now it's 2-1 with 45 seconds remaining, as we'll watch this here real quick on the buildup. Nifty done on the right side. A lot of hard work being done. They played it over, and then watch this layoff. There it is, and here's the finish. Deflected into the goal, and Webster Groves beside themselves defensively. They let two players open in the box. They've got one last run in them. Here's Tilford. They're going to push everything forward now. Collapsing on them are the Summit Falcons. Working their way in. Here they come. Try to get it to the end line. They do. Opportunity now. Side of the box. They'll lay it off. Tilford plays it again. Still in the box. Bottle around. Here's a shot. This one rings off the crossbar. Boy, oh boy, we could have had what action in that one had that come in the goal. Well, folks, back-to-back action, Webster Groves, and that time it was Culver once again as he blasted it. That would have been his second of the match. 15 seconds remaining now. Webster Groves got to quickly get it back to midfield. Chested down. That might be the one that just about does it. It will, folks. Rockwood Summit launching towards the goal. That'll do it. And then this one, 2-1. What an exciting last 5 minutes in this one as the Falcons will advance to the state final. They beat the Webster Groves Statesmen 2-1. Well, both teams scored all the goals here in the second half, but the two most important ones coming in the last 5 minutes and 5 seconds. And the final tally in this one coming off of the boot that time of Jonathan Thomas. He found himself alone on the left side of the box, deflected it off the defender, and it went in the back of the goal. He made no mistake about it. As we are just about done, we'll see it once again here. This one, the goal that almost went in, that would have tied the match here, coming off the boot, that time of Owen Culver. It hit the crossbar, and it kept everything and the score line at 2-1. Well, folks, we're going to sign off. We got to get ready for the next match. We got to take a break after that exciting finish. We want to thank Todd Schumacher for his great work here, and we've now got those replays, so thank you for bringing those your way for all of our folks along the Misha.TV network. My name is Matt Judkins. We're going to sign off for this one as we're going to have to quickly get ready for the next match. Actually, we're going to take a break, and then we'll come back. We'll have some final thoughts, and then we will end the broadcast. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after these messages.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends. How to fit in. How to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Back here at the 52nd Annual Missouri State Boys High School Soccer Championships, Rockwood Summit wins the first semifinal in Class 3, 2-1 over Webster Groves. What a match it was, and the winning goal coming off the boots of Jonathan Thomas here as we see him get the cross. Nifty little flick, and there he takes it. Made no mistake, he buries it in the back of the goal with 45 seconds remaining. And then just moments later, after the kickoff, Webster Groves on the attack, and they nearly knotted it with just under 30 seconds remaining. We'll see the crossbar hit here by Culver, and as that one just missed the back of the net, the score remained 2-1, and that's where we end things up here. Let me give you some final stats on this one. Both teams, shots on goal, Webster 8, Rockwood Summit 6, corner kicks, Webster 5, Rockwood Summit 4, saves, Webster Groves, the goalkeeper at 4-3 by Rockwood Summit, and fouls 13 apiece in this one, but the big score 2-1 as Rockwood Summit defeats Webster Groves. We're going to sign off on this one. We want to thank you for watching us here on the Misha.TV network. For our producer, Todd Schumacher, my name is Matt Judkins. We'll be back with the second Class 3 semifinal in just a few moments.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger. I don't really...
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Boom! Hey, where are you going? You can't get by me. I'm number 1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm number 1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am the king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk. Thank you. Can I help you today?
No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So?
Too tight-headed! Yuck!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.